Are you sure you're ready?
I am ready.
It's already recording. Hi. So I'm Lex
And I'm William.
from,
Dead Gentry.
that's the name of the place.
That is.
Dead Gentry Collectibles. As you can see,
Glass.
a lot of glass. Beautiful glass. A whole board of glass. Not including my teacup back there, because no tea, no video. But, start with the three main categories. Go!
You have cut glass.
You do?
You have hand-blown glass.
Uh-huh.
And you have molded or pressed glass.
And now show all the lovely people, because you've got the gloves on, and I'm too lazy to stand up.
Cut glass.
Really pretty example. Hard edges. That's crystal. It's a lovely crystal piece. It's one of my favorite crystal pieces. I love the shape of that one.
The focus here is on not breaking the glass on the table.
I am crossing my fingers. For all those of you who don't know, it's like our third attempt of like not touching glass to glass, and William's doing a really good job.
This is pressed glass.
Pressed, yep, because it goes in a mold, rounded, beveled. That's how you can tell.
And then finally, hand-blown.
Yep. Or pulled. Artisanal glass, art glass. Pretty much anything handmade from the turn of the 20th century. So I always think of like the Santa Cruz, the current modern day glass galleries with like the beautiful hand-pulled octopuses and jellyfish. Yeah. So those are all examples of art glass. So those are the three main categories, just when you pick up a piece to get started. And then once you know which category you're dealing with, kind of, you can further refine it. So you have carnival glass, which is 1907 to 1940. You get that sheen from those sort of iridescent, like an oil slick in a water puddle.
Like a pearlescent, almost.
Mm-hmm. And that's from the metallic salts they would use before firing the pieces.
The color change here with the orange to the slightly yellow.
That's a really nice one when the color comes all the way down through the base and it doesn't turn white or clear. And that's a ruffled or collar top is one of the ways you can Google or search that sort of thing. Those are really popular. You can kind of see why.
They're pretty.
They're timeless. Yeah, very pretty. That little one up front actually is a compote bowl. Yeah, that's carnival glass too. You see that sheen again, that kind of rainbow.
The
effect.
Is super common, super popular.
Yeah, and we don't eat compote these days, but that makes a wonderful little ring dish. I love when they have the little footed stands. So, depression glass, similar to carnival glass, but solid colors, none of that iridescent sheen. 1929 forward. That one is Madrid pattern. That's Federal Glass Company, right? So that's another two subcategories when you hear Federal or Indiana Glass. Those actually aren't categories of glass types. They're more companies. That's the company maker, the Federal Glass Company, the Indiana Glass Works. So that's a depression glass. I don't know.
What's this one? Is this check glass?
That one is. But like this one here too, like that red Viking candy dish. That's Viking Company. That's ruby red depression glass again, so kind of heavier. Very cool. And then that same sort of era, but not colored, you had kitchen glassware. So it's like depression glass, but without the colors. Usually, again, pressed molds. Fire King. Fire King is a great example of it. Highly collectible. People love those. Durable, heavy. You can feel them. They're pretty heavy.
Functional. Highly functional.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about milk glass, if you could just point that out. Yeah. Okay, you're doing such a great job moving them all around for the camera.
When you try it 4 different times, you get used to it.
I'm going to do a whole video on like each company, each style. I'll single them out one by one and really talk about them. So yeah, that's another one. That's Randall. That's a Randall Beehive.
Glass piece.
It's really pretty. And then yeah, the Czech one. So that's Bohemian, right? Bohemia glass, because it's from Bohemia. Really pretty. You can always tell those. And that isn't cranberry glass, and neither is the Viking Ruby Red. Cranberry glass is like a lighter pink, so I don't have an example of it out, but I wanted to mention it. It's actually made using gold oxide, so it tends to be
Pricier.
prohibitively pricey sometimes, but it is really beautiful if you want to collect it. And then something else I don't have an example of is uranium glass. You can find uranium glass marbles, cups. It's that green, and it falls into subcategories of like Vaseline glass and jadeite glass, and that was all kind of brought back by Martha Stewart, kind of going crazy for kitchen glassware and uranium glassware. What else? Oh, like the vase that you were showing. Yeah, like the Murano pitcher. So inside of the art glass, handmade, blown objects category, you have like specifically Murano glass because it comes from Murano, Italy. Really nice, like feathering techniques. Never perfectly symmetrical. It's all in the artistry of the maker who crafted them. And that one's that Italian lily bud vase. Those are, you can find those sometimes, and they're just, you can find them if you're lucky month to month. If you can't find one online, check back, because someone will have one maybe a few months later. Colors of the Italian flag, very popular, very pretty.
Are the handmade ones generally more expensive or more pricier?
Generally, art glass tends to be pricier. Like even today, like I said, you can go down to like Santa Cruz in California, and you can go into art glass studios. It's gonna depend, on the artist, how collectible they are, how well they create their craft. But yeah, especially Murano glass, like the Calla Lily bud vase, the Italian flag, and that pitcher, pricier.
Right.
Pricier, a little harder to get your hands on. So, and then out of all those categories, then I think we discussed it, you kind of, you have Federal Glass and Indiana Glass. Those are the names of the companies. So when people are talking about like Indiana Glass, that's an Indiana Glass. So the Frosted Wild Rose, they're talking about the company that produced that piece. So it's not a type of glass per se, but it is like a category that people will use.
But it's almost ubiquitous, like you say Kleenex for a tissue.
Right, exactly. But what you're actually describing is Kleenex, the company. Yeah, exactly. That's a great way of putting it. So Federal Glass is more like that yellow one in the front. You have, the Madrid pattern, Federal. You have the button and cane. That's the Azure Blue Federal. And then the one you were showing before, that frosted one, that's Indiana. The Little Last Supper, that's another example of Indiana Glassworks.
Don't know if you can see it on video.
I love that thing.
Literally the reproduction of the picture of the Last Supper.
It's in the mold. It's just like they've decided to press the art in the mold.
Super unique.
And I like the color too. I really do. I like it. So, what do you think? Good overview?
I think so. The crystal, how do you tell if this glass is crystal or not?
Oh, so I should probably talk about this. Lead glass is what we usually call crystal. So it uses at least 10% lead in the glass, blocks ultraviolet light. That's one way you can tell. It's heavy. It's very heavy.
This one, for example, is super heavy.
Yeah, it's any cut glass that contains lead to a certain content, but then also has incredible clarity. Okay. So when if you compare a crystal cup to a glass cup, the crystal cup will reflect little rainbow prisms, a lot more light. And then also, that's the other way to tell. Exactly.
Has a ringing sound to it.
That beautiful pinging noise in crystal. Whereas glass is just a dull, like a thunk, right? Yeah. So that's how you can tell. Thanks. I totally forgot. I just glossed right over it. Because people don't understand that crystal is glass, but glass isn't crystal.
Right.
It's kind of like squares or rectangles, right? So, cool. Good overview to start, and then we'll get into we'll pick one piece and do a specific video next. I think you did amazing, not breaking anything there.
I tried. It's all very pretty. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you.